It is time for us to timeline jump through the fire.
Welcome to Conversations with the Ancestors, where we connect to ancestral wisdom, cosmic insight, and healing rituals to redeem and liberate our souls. You're here because your higher self and your ancestors brought you here. So get your tea or coffee, take a breath, and settle in because, baby, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, for you, for you, for you, for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you,
Hey, Divine Being, and welcome back to season 2 of Conversations with the Ancestors. Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, as this is being released February 17th. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Black History Month. Happy birthday to you, because after all of the shedding and releasing of the snake skin from last year, 2025, and even the beginning parts of this year, we are definitely renewed, resurrected, and rebirthed. And so, happy birthday, as you have been birthed into a new timeline. And that's what we're talking about today. Timelines, baby, timelines. I just want to thank you for being here and send love and blessings to you and your family and your soul and your heart and your chakras. May all of your endeavors this year and the years to come be blessed. May your body find peace, love, happiness, joy, and immense healing and prosperity. May you and everything you do and everything you put your hand to be blessed, honey. May your mind and your heart be clear about where you want to go next and how you want to move. Let it all be clear and be shown to you in the most easiest of ways. And may your family and your soul be prosperous. My wish and my hope and my prayer over you and my intention for you. I am so happy to be back for season 2 of Conversations with the Ancestors. This episode really marks the moment, the shift that we have stepped from the inherited timelines and consciously entered into the new one. Many of you have heard of timeline jumping. Timeline jumping is really what it sounds like. You are jumping from one timeline to another, one timeline that you don't want to be in anymore to one that you want to be in, one that feels better for you. And I don't think many people talk about the fact that you can actually jump to a timeline that you don't really want to be in, but your frequency is pulling you to, or other people's frequency is pulling you back into. So timeline jumping is not always about, oh, I'm about to jump to my highest timeline, boo. It's also about being conscious and aware and intentional about which timeline you actually want to move into. With the year of the snake having ended today, and we start and mark the start of that Chinese fire horse year, we have definitely shifted into a new timeline. And that shift can often feel like a system reset. Right now, I think most of us can feel overall across the world that there is things resetting, that things are shifting for the better or for the good, if you believe in good or bad, but things are moving and shifting, and we are entering into a whole new world with something points of view. I don't remember all the words, but yes, we've entered into a whole new world with you. A whole new world. Now, this ain't the first time that, like, collectively we have entered into a new world or seen a timeline shift happen collectively. If you've ever heard of something called the Mandela effect, then you know what I'm talking about. The Mandela effect refers to instances where a large group of people remember an event or a detail differently than how it, I'm going to put in quotes, actually occurred, right? So, for example, some people in history remember that Mandela actually died in prison. Other people remember that Mandela got out of prison and then later became president. I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of the ones that I remember being like, "Wait, Mandela was president? I thought he died in prison. Did he not die in prison?" What? And it wasn't until I heard about this effect that I was like, "Oh shit!" Right. So that's just one example. There are plenty. Take the Fruit of the Looms label. Many of us, myself included, remember the Fruit of the Looms label having fruit spilling out of a cornucopia. However, you look at their label today and it is just fruit, no cornucopia, nothing spilling out of nothing. And you ask the company, and they are avid, saying that they have never had a cornucopia on their logo. That is another example of a collective timeline shift. And that's what we're really going through right now, a collective timeline shift. If you've been on TikTok, lots of people recognizing, like, yo, time is moving differently. I swear I just woke up and now it's this time of day. Animals are connecting to them differently. Like, stuff is shifting because as a collective, we have timeline jumped. We have shifted into, again, a whole new world. Another example about the timeline shift is Darth Vader's quote in Star Wars. I don't know how many 80s babies there are out there, but me as an 80s baby, I remember Darth Vader saying to Luke Skywalker, "Luke, I am your father." Now, how about that is not what the line says now. Now the line says, "No, I am your father." What? That's whack. Another one. I want you to take a moment to think about the Monopoly Man. Bring his face into your mind. Does the Monopoly Man have an eye monocle or not? It has been depicted in this timeline that we are currently shifting out of that the Monopoly Man never had a monocle. However, I remember seeing the Monopoly Man with a monocle. Okay? One more. The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy says, and this is what I remember, "Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." Now, the line currently now says, "Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore." Pause for special effects. All of those examples are examples of when the timeline was reset or shifted in our life period. It's happened multiple times. We are feeling it more now because we are more awakened to our own spiritual gifts and our own understanding of us being able to control our reality and us being able to control what moves into what timeline and how we move. So these events, this Mandela effect, does not surprise me, but it is a way to remind us of our divinity. It is a way to help us see that, oh, things can shift, things can change, and you can make a whole subset of the population think one thing. Let me step fully into my power and shift my life into the timeline that is most aligned with my highest being. It is time for us to timeline jump through the fire, utilizing the fire energy, the fire horse energy to catapult us. Honestly, it's already been done. You've already timeline jumped into where you want to be next. That's what the whole 2025 snake year was about. This year is about recognizing, knowing, and standing in the fullness of, yes, I've done that. I am walking in my highest timeline. And as the God that I am, I can imagineer even higher timelines for me to jump into. But here's the thing, if our body is not connected to the regulation of experiencing the highest timelines, then they won't stick. Does that make sense? It's like what comes to mind is new wine and old skins. The wine gonna be nasty. The wine might even leak out of the old skin because the old skin wasn't ready to hold the new wine. The old skin couldn't hold the new wine. I thought it wasn't, it could not hold the new wine. And so I want to challenge you to look at yourself and say, is my physical being able to hold the new timeline that I have called in and that I am walking on now? You may have had friends in the past who you see they get like a influx of funds or something is going really well in their life, and then all of a sudden, quote unquote, the other shoe drops. Or something happens in their house where that new bonus that they got, now they have to use all that money towards fixing their home or buying a new car or a medical bill or whatever the case is. That is clear signals that they didn't have the capacity, energetically or physically, to hold the new abundance of the timeline that they were walking in. This year, I don't want none of that for any of us. None of that. So today, we're going to go deeper into how do we hold, how do we provide our body with what it needs to be able to walk in the fullness of this new timeline. And not just walk in it, utilize the energy of the fire horse, become friends with the energy of the element fire so that we catapult with passion forward. The fire helps light the way, and the fire burns down anything that needs to be out of the way from stopping us from moving in our highest timeline. That's what we're here for. That's the conversation. I am an Akashic Records practitioner, among many other things, as a spiritual consultant. And the Akashic Records is where all the timelines are held across all the multiverses, across all of the universe. Just everything is held in the Akashic Records. Every idea, every thought, every timeline that you could engineer together, that you could imagineer and think of is housed in the Akashic Records. That's where they are encoded. That's where they take even more shape. And taking time to learn about the Akashic Records, your own Akashic Records, spending time in it, allowing yourself to be the creator and create other versions of what you want to see is a part of bringing that timeline into the body's DNA. Do you think your DNA is going to be the same DNA of a past timeline? Think about it. If I am now in a new timeline, and in this new timeline, I am more confident. I have rebuked all diseases that were in my family line and done work to release those. Why, it doesn't make sense that my DNA would stay the same. If you look at the course of history, evolution says natural selection. And so that means we've been selecting the genes that need to stay with us each time we evolve. Evolution doesn't mean my whole physical body dies. Evolution means my thinking has changed. My body chemistry has shifted. If those things can shift, so can the DNA. So can the activation of certain things in our DNA. So I want you to know that as you've stepped into this new timeline and you've done all the shedding in the past year and how many other years before that, you are a new being in more ways than one. Last season, I talked about this. I mentioned that our cells are constantly regenerating. Our skin follicles, our skin is changing all the time. And you think your DNA don't either? In the Akashic Records, you have the opportunity to do one of the first steps of timeline jumping and securing your timeline into your being. Journey with me as we enter into the Akashic Records. And we do one of the first steps of integrating this new timeline, this new fire horse year into your being and into your energetic container. Imagine that you have a cord that connects to your spine. And this cord goes from your spine, the base of your spine, the root chakra, down into the earth's core. And as you take a deep breath in, imagine that energy is coming up from the earth, up into your being, into your energetic field, purifying and cleansing, renewing and giving you energy that you need. And on your next exhale, imagine that anything you don't need in your body is being released down that cord into the earth, allowing the earth to do what it does best: alchemize, change, and shift energies. Deep breath in, we breathe in new energy, clearing, cleansing, uplifting energy. And as you exhale, you release what does not serve you. You release any worries, concerns. Continue this cycle a few more. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now bring your awareness to your heart's center. In with your heart. Ask your heart, how you doing today, boo? My heart just said, we good, girl. We so proud of you. We glad you showed up. Ashe to that, honey. Ashe, I received that. Okay. From this space in your heart, bring forward your highest self. Notice what you see. Notice what you feel. Notice where you feel it. Extend gratitude and appreciation to the essence of you. Now bring to awareness your guides, your elevated guides, elevated ancestors, star being, animal support team, animal guides. gods and goddesses. Just take a moment to acknowledge that they are here, present in your life, ready and willing to support you, to provide for you, to guide you, to answer to the things that you need. All you have to do is tell them. Express what you need in your thoughts. Express your desires and watch the angels show up for you. So let us give acknowledgement to their presence and appreciation. Thank you, guys. Thank you, God. Thank you, Supreme Being. Thank you. And now let's call forth Source, that supreme light that we are all from, that we all have within us, and that we are. We are not separate from Source. We are not separate from God. We are not separate from the universe. We are one. So we call forward that energy, making it as present as it can be in this moment, and give appreciation and thanks. Source and guides, we ask that you open up the Akashic Records for us, and that you create a boundary of protection and strength, that nothing come to hinder, dissuade, move, or stop us. If at this moment you feel like you are not ready to do this practice, stop the podcast now. There's no need for you to try to force something that you know you're not ready for. If you are ready, continue on. Again, if you feel within your body that you are not ready, that this is not resonating with you, it is time to click off. This is only for those who know that they are ready to do this work, to be in this space, to be here in the conversation with the ancestors and with yourself and your being. Ashe. Source, Creator, God. Man, the birds are going wild, and so are like motorcycle sounds. That is all confirmation, Ashe. Source, we open up the Akashic Records, the book of this timeline of this fire horse year. We step into it with boldness, walking the pages of the life that we know we want to live. We ask for streams of grace to come into our bodies, to clear and purify anything that does not need to be there, to release old cords and old patterns, to lay them to rest, to lay them in their grave. The skin has been shedded, and now we walk boldly in the timeline that we have always been wanting to be in the highest aligned timeline that is for our best and the world's highest best. We ask for streams of grace to activate the cells within our body, to remove any doubt, any worry, things that don't feel aligned, people that don't feel aligned, places that don't feel aligned. We ask for the removal of that so that we continue to walk on this path. We ask for streams of grace to come in again to our chakras, to align them so that they permeate every part of our body, that our cells respond. Word of confirmation, that our cells respond to this work, to this new timeline. Another confirmation. We ask for streams of grace to not just permeate our bodies, but to permeate the entirety of the Akashic Records, that we together walk boldly into the highest of highest timelines, and that our body and our energetic imprint and essence and our environment is able to hold this new timeline, is able to fold and bend and rise to the occasion and be on the same frequency of this new timeline or higher. Ooh, I don't know if y'all hear the motorcycles, the confirmations. It's coming in fast, it's coming in hot, it's coming in hot. The fire horse is coming in hot. Thank you, guys. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, source. And together, I want you to say this with me. We're about to say Ashe together to solidify what we have done here. Together we say Ashe as we solidify the work, as we solidify standing in the newness of our being. Source, Creator, God, universe, all-knowing power. Provide us with the remembrance of who we are, and what we are capable of doing. And let us not be hindered by limitations, for we are limitless. As gods, we are limitless. We're going to take a quick break. Be back in just a moment.
This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. Ancestors, it's for you. This is for you, for you, for you, for you. This is for you.
Welcome back, Divine Being. One of the signs of being in a new timeline is noticing stuff looking different. Remember, I talked about the Mandela effect, how you remember something one way, but it looks differently now. So you might be seeing things like that happen in your atmosphere. A tea bag might taste slightly different than that tea normally tastes. Or the floor looks different, but it's still the same. There's just something slightly different about it. Or you're hearing more sirens. You're hearing more loud noises. You're hearing things in your house make noises that they never made noises before. Stuff are falling down from off of shelves. Pictures are dropping and you're picking it back up. There's lots of little signs that the universe gives us when we have shifted into a new timeline. As you are integrating, the work is to recognize what these shifts are. And even if you're not seeing some shifts, know that they're happening. Because you have already transcended into the new timeline. So everything in the 3D has to move into the new timeline with you. It has to shift. And when it shifts, it looks different. It resets into from Dorothy saying, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, to whatever that new line is that I don't acknowledge. This year is the fire horse year. You've heard me say it many times. I may say it some more times, so get used to it. The element that's connected with this year is fire. Fire is transition, transmutation, ignition, passion. Fire will warm your soul excavate your body and burn stuff down if need be, if uncontrolled. It will run rapid. But a fire that you understand how to work with, a fire that you understand how to work with, I was going to say control again, but fire was like, nah, you can't control me. It's just facts. You can't control fire, honey. But you can work with it to where you co create a positive outcome or the outcomes that you desire. The fire also represents the sun, the brightness of the sun, the light. I think sometimes people think about light being, oh, it's so holy, and oh, when you're filled with light, you're filled with light and love. No, think about light for real. Really think about what light can do. Fire is light. The sun is light. You get too close to the sun, what happens? You burn up. You get too close to fire, you burn up. You play with fire and the sun wrong, you burn up. Light is nothing to be joked about. Light is nothing to be like, oh, it's just light and love. No. Light has a fire within it. And just because you are a light being does not mean that you don't have the fire to burn some things down. Ooh, spirit is moving today, honey. Mm, mm. The sun's path gives us cosmic permission to begin anew. Every time the sun rises, it's the opportunity to begin anew. Every time the sun sets, it's an opportunity to put something down to rest, something to die. And the moon comes up to allow us to illuminate the stuff that we needed to lay to rest, so that when the sun rises again, we can stand in our yang energy and say, I got this, I'm moving forward. Hey, be light. And know that in you being light, you don't have to mince your words. You don't have to, oh, let me do, it's light and love. Remember, you need special glasses to look at the sun. I'm going to just let that sit there. Not everybody can view your light. Not everybody understands how to hone their light. In this timeline shift, it is asking you to step into your light and not be that, oh, I'm just light and love being. No. And I don't know why spirit is really pushing this hard, because I think it's just true that for some reason, there are so many spiritualists who think that being light and love means you can't tell somebody what the heck it is, that you can't show up in your strength and say XYZ needs to be said and speak with authority. You are God, you are light, you speak with authority, you have the opportunity and the ability to do so, so do it. Command where you want this horse to go. Work with the energies of fire to move you forward. Ingrain the understanding that you are God and you are infinite and you are light. You are whatever you say you are. That's what God is. God is whatever God says it is. Fire is a conductor. And this year, as the conductor, we are using the horse as the vehicle to conduct what we want to see in our lives. We are the conductor of the orchestra. Oh, I want to see more luxury here. Ooh, I love it. Thank you. Oh, I want to see more Prada here. Ooh, I love it. Thank you. Oh, I want to see more influx of my income here. Ooh, I love it. Thank you. Be the conductor. Be the co-creator with the other versions of you. A timeline does not fully activate until the body agrees to live in it. This is how we inhabit a new timeline fully. If your body system is still freaking out over XYZ, or still thinking that a shoe is going to drop, or still allowing old programming to run course, when your mentality has shifted and your spiritual and emotional essence has shifted into the new timeline, but if your body has not shifted with it, the timeline doesn't fully activate. I don't want that for you. That's why we went into the Akashic Records to do the first steps of activating and embodying it into our being and across all of the timelines, across all spheres, across all of the metaverse. We can timeline jump as far as our body can integrate. How do we continue to bring in a healthy body to integrate into this timeline? Nervous system regulation. Talking with the ancestors and understanding what their body could not hold, because you know now that you've done the ancestral work. If you listen to last season, you definitely have done the ancestral work, okay? You've done the ancestral work, and whatever their bodies couldn't hold, because you've done the releasing and the letting go of it, now you've created space for your body to hold it. We had to integrate that in my membership portal, the Love Integration Portal, LIP for lip service. No, LIP, Love Integration Portal. In the Love Integration Portal, we have something called After the Conversation, where we take the themes and the spiritual technologies we've learned in the podcast and bring them into the integration so that our everyday life, we are actually moving integrated, not moving from a place of, well, I think I did the work, but I'm not seeing anything change. That's what happens sometimes with spiritual work. Is you do all the cleansing, you do all the clearing, XYZ, XYZ, and then you feel like nothing has shifted in your actual external world. It's because you didn't integrate it. It's just like doing a cleanse. You can clear out your body, take all of the tablets that allow you to poop out what you don't need no more. But then, if you don't integrate what you learned or integrate the change that really needs to be done, you're going to be taking another cleanse in about a year or two because you didn't integrate what needed to be integrated. The cycle will continue to continue. It'll just cycle around and around and around and around. So we shift the nervous system into the new timeline. We speak to ourselves and get them on board. And we talk to our ancestors and say, hey, guess what? We've done the spiritual cleansing. We've done the clearing. We've activated these things. Now, I don't have to hold that trauma from our lineage within our body anymore. And honestly, ancestor, neither do you. You could let go of that energetic imprint too. In the After the Conversations, we'll go deeper into that work, that nervous system shift. So I want you to just take a moment. I've said a lot, we've done a lot. Notice what your body is doing right now as you've heard all of this, as you have experienced all that you've experienced in this podcast episode. Take a moment and just sit with your body. Because the body is now the site of our timeline integration, of us integrating into the fire horse year, of us co-creating with fire and the elements and the desires of our heart. So sit now and notice your body. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling? At times we can feel pressured to have our 3D reality immediately respond to the timeline shift. And that energetic pressure, if we're not seeing it take place as quickly as we would like it to, it can make us depressed, fearful, doubtful that we're actually in the new timeline. I want you to know that that's normal. And I want you to know that you do not have to acquiesce to the energetic pressure. I want to affirm to you that you have shifted timeline, that you are walking in a higher vibrational timeline that you desire. That even if the 3D has not fully materialized into what you know your timeline to be, it does not mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean that the atoms are not shifting and molding and moving to do that. Our thoughts are light and they move fast. The things around us are also light, but it is a denser form of light. You can look this up. It is scientifically proven. Everything is light. It's just the frequency at which they vibrate makes it matter, density, or the light that moves that we can't even see. What I'm saying is you have moved and shifted quickly because you're God. Your thoughts do it. You're light being amazing. I love you. I am so grateful for you. Thank you, angels and source and creator, for bringing these light beings to this episode. Ashe, you're light. And your surrounding is a denser form of light. And to go from big light, I don't know why I said big, but to go from light to the density of light is a process. So do not be discouraged when you feel like the light around you, the 3D around you, is not immediately showing you what you know to be true. Just remember it's true. Just walk in the truth of knowing it. Normalize your emotion and your being and your body to say, I know that this doesn't match yet. It's okay. It's shifting. It's shifted. I'm going to continue to walk and move my physical 3D body in the movement of my highest timeline because I know that I'm in it. That's the stands we need to take. That's a part of integrating it into our being is walking in our body in the knowing that our timeline has shifted. And just because the things in this 3D do not match all the way yet, does not mean it's not happening. Your being, you moving your 3D physical body in the knowing, in the walking, in the understanding, in the sovereignty of the fact that you are God and you are in your highest timeline does the work. Do not fall back. Do not acquiesce to what you see around you being the thing that's true. That's not true. It's old news. Literally, what our eyes perceive is old. We are constantly seeing things that have been past. You can look that up. It is science, baby. Your eyes are seeing old stuff. This is where your sovereignty is restored. This is where your sovereignty stands in its authenticity. By knowing and saying, I'm walking in my highest timeline, boo. A whole new world. That's what it is. The ancestors support us in being a timeline engineer. Remember, I mentioned as God creator, you can infinitely imagineer a new timeline, a new way of being, a new different thing, etc., etc., etc. This table in front of me started out as a thought, and then it imagineered into a creation, which then imagineered into the table in front of me. The ancestors support that imagineering of your timeline. Talk to them. Tell them what you want to see. Tell them to show you confirmations of your timeline shifts. Tell the angels and source and other guides that you want to see confirmations of your timeline shifts. Ask for as many confirmations as you need. It's okay. It's okay. You cannot ask for you can't ask for too much. You're never too much. They are the ones that support this gate being open. They are foundations for our life. And remember, you are an ancestor. Your past selves have created the foundation for you to be in this moment, in this timeline. So your ancestors already know what you want, boo. They already know it. Go talk to them and tell them. The ancestors don't pull us backward. They are really here to push us forward. Remember, you are God. Sit with how that felt in your body. To hear me say, you are God. What does it feel like to hear me say, you are infinite and you can create infinite possibilities for your life? How is that showing up in your body, in your being? Notice, because what your body is communicating to you with what you're feeling when you hear these statements, it's communicating to you your ability to hold the energetics of that knowing. It's communicating to you your capacity to stand in the truth of that statement. It's communicating to you your capacity to hold that timeline. How do we make sure our nervous system is settled to receive this? I'm going to invite my membership folks to come join me in after the conversation in the membership portal, where you're going to go deeper into integrating into our nervous system. And for my listeners of this podcast and viewers of the podcast, because you know we got the video version too, baby, I want you to do this work. Do some research on your body. Research the nervous system. Research what it does. Research the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. Understand how your body works. And for the next 7 days, this is the integration. Okay, we're talking about how we integrating it all in. I don't want you to miss this piece. For the next 7 days, your only task, outside of doing some research about the nervous system, is to recognize the timeline shifts that you're seeing in your environment. Asking your guides and your ancestors and source for confirmations, and paying attention to your daily life to see those confirmations, to see those shifts. We talked about timeline shifts looking like things look different. A building that was being built up around the corner from your house now has like built up even faster. You like, wait a minute, I swear that building, they just had the scaffolding up. Now there's walls and everything. Nah, bro, that happened real quick. It's a timeline shift. You're not crazy. You're not seeing things. You're not making things up. Stop allowing other thoughts and other things and other people and past stuff make you think you're crazy when you're seeing these things and you know that you are not crazy. You're seeing the timeline shifts. If you're hearing cricks and cracks in your house and things are falling down, pictures falling off the wall, you picking them back up like, what? Things tasting different. Patterns on certain stuff look slightly different. Those are all signs of timeline shifts. If you want bigger signs, again, ask your guides, ask your ancestors, yo, make it so loud to me that things have shifted, bro. Make it loud so that I cannot refute that this is happening. Sirens, motorcycle sounds, fast car movements, plane sounds, planes going overhead. Those are all signs of things shifting and things coming in fast, coming in hot, coming in hot. So, over the next 7 days, recognize that. Maybe journal about it. Maybe jot down just really quickly. Verbally say them if you don't have the space to jot them down. But notice the new timeline. And then also notice where you're being asked to rest. Because when we are shifting timelines, remember I talked about DNA in your body and the nervous system? And we trying to catch up with the high vibrational light that this being is sitting out. Now I gotta shift my DNA and my cells to catch up. It needs rest. Rest allows for your nervous system to catch on and shift with you. So notice where you're being asked to rest and take rest, take naps, increase your water intake. Before you move on and as we come to a close, I want you to notice your breath and place one hand on your body wherever it feels good and comfortable for you. Notice your body. Notice your breath. You don't have to change anything about your body or how you're sitting or how you're moving. You don't have to change anything about how your breath is breathing in and out. I just want you to become aware of you. Let whatever we have uncovered, unearthed, and put into motion in this episode, let that stirring settle into your bones. Taking a deep breath in. Let it settle. You don't need to remember everything that was said or everything that we did. Your body already has received it. My prayer and intention is that may whatever awakens today within you, within the collective, move through your life with clarity, groundedness, rootedness in the truth of your being. May what was not yours gently fall away. May the ancestors who walked before you recognize themselves in your courage. May those ancestors continue to support and uplift you as they fortify your foundation. May the path ahead of you meet you with protection, pleasure, purpose, and so much joy. I'm Zaya. We've moved in alignment today. I want you to remember you are not walking alone ever. Let the path before you respond to your footprints, you divine being, because you are always, always carried, supported, and loved. I'll see you next time. And members, don't forget, meet me in the membership portal for after the conversation. Bye. Conversations with the Ancestors is produced and edited by Zaya Divine. Theme music for you, written and co-performed by Robin Denise. Continue your integration work in the Love Integration Portal at zayadivine.com. Once again, that's zayadivine.com.